Welcome to the Kansas LifeSmarts training. My name is Angela Haddishell, and I'm with the Kansas Council for Economic Education. We're the coordinators for the LifeSmarts program in Kansas. It is actually run nationally by the National Consumers League. I just wanted to go through a few things to help you know how to set up your team. Hopefully, if you're a new coach, you've gone into this section, and if you're FCCLA, read that. If you're FBLA, you're there, and new coaches for the regular competition would be here. Now, I just do want to note one thing. If you are an FBLA or an FCCLA team, you are competing in, you can compete in their competitions, and you also can join the Kansas competition. Now, if you have any questions about how to do that, let me know, but our competition will close a little bit different timing than theirs do, so you are able to do both, though, and we would love to have you in the Kansas game. So again, make sure you contact me if you have questions. All right, so as a coach, what I want to do is show you how to, like I say, work with your team. So I'm going to log in. So hopefully you've already created your registration as a coach, and we're going to log in here. So I've got a sample one already set up. All right, so now I'm logged in, and I can click on My Teams, and that's going to show all the teams that I've set up. So I've already gone in and created a team. If you hadn't had a team in here already, you'll actually have nothing in this section where the 1 and 2 is, and you can just go in and type the team name. And if you make it something that has to do with your school that really jumps out to us, if you only have one team, just make it your school name, please. And your school org too, because right now the way they have it set up for us coordinators is kind of a little bit different, and we can't always see the school. And at the state level, we only allow one team to come to state if you qualify. Now you can reconstitute your team out of any of the team members you have as long as they've completed the testing, and I'll show you more about that later. Okay, team type. If you are FBLA, NLC, that's a competition for them to get to nationals, and if you're FCCLA, you will click that one, and if you're going to be in the Kansas one, you'll set up this way. Now, I think what you can do if you are FBLA and FCCLA, you can go ahead and select varsity and put your players in, and you can move students around now on teams. So that's something new this year. So it's a really helpful thing, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. Okay, so you've set up your team, and now you're ready to get your students on your team. They can either join themselves when they register, or even after they've registered, they can go to, it's a different table, and I can show you how to do that too, but sometimes it's easier just to make sure they're on the right team for you to do it yourself. So you can come in as quickly as this and click Inspect Edit on the team that you're interested in, and it comes down and confirms the team. And I've already got a captain in place, so that says Portia there, and it doesn't always look like links here on their page, but it is. If you highlight over it, it's going to come up with an underline, then you'll know that's a link, and that's just about the only way you can figure that out at this time. Hopefully they'll put some colors or something. So I'm going to go here and see. It says I have 2 on here, so I'm going to click on that, and I have myself, Ange Haddishell, and I have my dog Portia on here. So she's a player. So I've got 2, and if I want to add another one, I click Add Player, and it's going to bring up a couple dialog boxes for you. And then Kansas has a really long list of players. See, we've got over 1,000 players right now. So it takes just a little bit of time, and click OK. And then now you should see a drop-down box that says Select. And you'll go through, and some students have registered twice because there's been some confusion, and we just have to deal with that for now and try to figure out which one is right, and hopefully they'll find a way to do that. I'm hoping they'll someday put city or state or something, or city on here, or school. Okay, so if you wanted to get all your students selected, you can do one right after the other. So let me see if I can find one that I know. Okay, I've got Angela Haddishell. So I'll select that one and click Add Player. Okay, now if I want to do another one, I can just keep selecting, until I have all my students on my team. Okay, so now I'll close this out. and I look and I'm like, oh, okay, there's no Angela How to Show on here. So one thing you have to remember is that it's not going to change it until you refresh your page. So I have to come up here and click refresh to see what it actually has done. So then it takes you back to this page and you have to go back to My Teams and you do the same thing over again. So now I do have 3, so I've got everybody on this team right now. Okay, well, I have Portia as my captain, and that's what this TC means. So right now I'm going to click to put Ange How to Show on as the captain. So that did change it automatically there. Now say I want to remove Ange How to Show, I can click on Remove Player. It says, do you really want to remove her from KC competition? Yes. Okay. And so it's not going to refresh again until I come back here and do it myself. And select Edit. And now I'm back to 2 players and I have no team captain. Well, now I need to assign team captain, so I'll put Portia back on. And then that'll update. So now Portia's automatically there. Okay. Now, if I have 2 key teams and I want to move somebody to a different team, I click Inspect Edit. Come down here, same story, 1 player, Angela How to Show, team captain, and I'm going to add a player here. So I'm going to add Portia, same thing, select. Oops, I was looking for How to Show, I think. I don't know why Portia's not showing up. So I think I have her. Well, it should go ahead and be right here. So, oh, I guess maybe I left her on. Yeah, we did. I left her on. It was Angela How to Show that or Ange that I moved. Okay. Now, sorry about that. Add player. You can see how confusing it can be. All right, so you can move people back and forth. And again, team captain, you can either leave it on or off if you don't want to assign anybody till later. But it is important that we do have a team captain set later because at the end of the month you have to have taken a, well, you don't have to, but if you want to be competitive in the Kansas competition, you want to know how to run the LifeSmarts program. And if you're going to do some of the LifeSmarts testing, you'll need to have a captain set up. So let me show you a little bit more about what's going on. Okay, so click on competitions, and this is where you can come in and see competition quizzes as the default, and you always have to come in and click load, and you can either just leave all, that's what I do for your classes, and then you can come in and you'll see, okay, here's KC competition, here's players. And you can see this is a link, it's a different color luckily on this one, and there it shows you all these different things up here. This is your pre-test, this is your environment, this is personal finance, health and safety, consumer rights, and technology. And then there's a capstone quiz that's been added this year. So they're once they register and the students sign in, they have to immediately take the pre-quiz before they can access anything. And then they've got the 5 topic quizzes that will show up. And then there's a capstone quiz that shows up after that. Now they don't even see the capstone until they're finished with these 5 quizzes. And then they have a total. So if they're going to compete in the Kansas competition, they must have a total in here by, oh, I think it's the 18th of the month, I think I have set up for the end of the competition. So you'll want to make sure everybody has a total, and so keep track of that and make sure you're following along to make sure they get it done, because the capstone quiz I think is a, oh, I think it might be 100 questions. I'm not sure. I haven't got to see it because I just haven't had time since I've returned late this year after a medical leave, and it's something completely new, and I've missed all the competition meetings that they've had online. But again, just remember to just keep track of your students as we get closer to the date. Make sure they're moving right along in this. Okay, so that's that. And LifeSmarts, if you're doing LifeSmarts, you can come here to see the test scores for your team. And again, there's only one captain that can run the Team Smarts. They're the only ones that it'll open for. So when you go in, that captain must be there to sign in, and then it'll show you these. Now the August Team Smarts is open at all times now. And I think they're going to put another practice one in after January. And if you're an FBLA and FCCLA, you'll see your information here. Okay, profile, you guys hopefully have figured that out, and they do have a pretty good FAQ section now, so hopefully you'll find that helpful. Alright, so hopefully you guys know now how to move your students around, and again, I apologize, these hopefully will highlight eventually, but you're going to click on the team players and add player here after you've inspected and edit. Alright, let's go ahead and log out and log back in as a student. And I'll just show you quickly just in case they haven't. Okay, so as a student they created their team ID and password. Okay, so I click on my team, and this is where it would let them set up their team. So I've already joined a team, KC Practice. And if they're in FBLA, NLC, this is where they're allowed to be on both. They would pick up their FBLA team too. But if you're not FBLA and NLC, then you should only have this one selected right here. Competitions, this is where you can see at first there was only a pre-quiz here, and then after I completed that pre-quiz, I was able to get these 5 quizzes up here. And the students will just click on that link, and it'll take them to them. And again, when they finish all 5 of these quizzes, they will have the capstone quiz show up, and that's where they'll be finished after that. And additional quizzes here, there's the August Team Smarts. I think this person's a captain, that's why the Team Smarts is showing up. I'm not sure. Nope. Oh, guess not. But we'll see if it let us. Oh, it is going to let anybody do the practice one. So that might be a good thing to let them do on their own. But again, I'm back to competitions. I think the students kind of find their way around here pretty quickly. They're not afraid to click on things. So practice quizzes are set by topic again. You can get your difficulty, and they're designed the same way. Start quiz. All right. Well, hopefully you don't have any more questions. I apologize that it's taken a little while to get all of our resources and to get everything up, but they are making some progress. And again, resources, click on the category, and you can hopefully find some things to help you out in the classroom. And they do have a lot more stuff that's going to be coming up in the future, hopefully by next year. They've really struggled with their webmaster trying to get everything done on a timely manner, and they've worked really hard, and I thank you for your patience. You do have a shortcut here. Anytime you see this little group over here, this takes you directly to that subject. So if you want to go to technology, so kind of get used to that. Here again, personal finance changes, and again, environment here. So that's kind of nice too for a quick change. So anyway, best of luck to you. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help them. We'll be, let's see, coming close to our competition deadline here for high school. And if you click on competition and then come to your state, it'll tell you what our dates are. So if you're high school, January 28th or 18th is our state. So click on our state, then you'll see a drop-down box. And I don't have enough room for all my separate JV stuff, so I've kind of got it all mixed in here. Our state competition, again, will be March 3rd for state finals, and JV will be April 29th. The online competition is closing January 18th for high school, but it is open until February. Let's see, junior varsity. Okay, February 20th. And that's you're going to have the quizzes completed by then to be JV competition. Since we have such a later in-person competition, we extend that a little bit. All right, so again, those are our dates, and I will be in touch with you hopefully, and let us know how we can help, and good luck to you. Thank you.